Well, this is a perfect gospel for a busy day. Jesus keeps it short, and so will I. For today, we have a lot going on as we continue to celebrate the intergenerational genetic makeup of our church, as we hear a testimony from Bob Davidson and Pierce Medford about working together on an Eagle Scout project that greatly improved our building. And we also welcome our city council member from District 4, Council Member Sheng Tao, who is here to celebrate our young members who are voting for their first general election. And we are going to gather in our pledges and ask God's blessing on bread and wine, which will be delivered at your door this week, so that we can simultaneously break bread together next Sunday, which is All Saints Sunday. It doesn't surprise me that St. John's, who have always embraced the saying, the church has left the building, would eventually develop something resembling DoorDash or Grubhub. Was it you, Ian, who suggested the name Church Chow? In any event, you may not be able to come to church, but the church can and will come to you. May everything we do today resonate with that wonderful theme of our stewardship committee chosen for this year's pledge drive, regeneration. For it will take every generation coming together to sustain the work of God in the world. It will be easier to keep my comments short and sweet because our gospel reading today amounts to what I like to call the Cliffsnotes of the faith. You may have heard about the Sermon on the Mount. Well, this is the sermon in the elevator, metaphorically speaking. This is Jesus' elevator speech. There's a story in the Talmud where a Gentile seeking to become a Jew approaches Shammai, a Jewish scholar of the first century, and says, "I will convert if you tell me the whole law while I stand on one foot." It is said that Shammai drove him away with his cane. The Gentile did not give up and went to Rabbi Hillel with the same challenge, and Hillel took him up on it, responding, "What is hateful to you, do not do to your neighbor." That is the whole Torah. The rest is the explanation of this. Go and study it. So here's the challenge of people of faith today. The world is standing on one foot. People need simplicity and clarity. We had better have our elevator speech ready, and not just for others, but for our own sake. For in these tumultuous times, our anchor will be to remember who we are, why we are here, and what we are called to do. And in our gospel reading today, Jesus is not and will not be restricted by this lawyer who asks him to choose just one commandment. Jesus actually chooses two, for they are reliant one on the other. The measure of whether one is loving God is how we are also loving our neighbor as ourselves. That's the trinity of right living. Love God, love your neighbor, love yourself. Put your focus on those three questions, and you will fulfill your destiny. So a word to you young leaders of the church as you lift your voice in the general election, but also a word to all of you who are young at heart. True religion involves opening our eyes to see the beauty of this vast expanse of interstellar space, the stunning awesomeness of all creation, and discovering our deep yearning to give back, responding to this beauty with gratitude and service. And in that service, we yearn to generously give to others, loving them in every way, not just personally, but politically. In the words of our baptismal covenant, we seek to treat every human being with dignity. We do this not just interpersonally, but also by speaking out about policy. Okay, I preached this sermon on one foot, and my leg is tired. So I bless you all today. May lifting your voice lift others, for if your voice does not lift others, it's not your true voice. May we listen to the wisdom of Hillel and the profound example of Jesus, who knew that loving God with all your heart and loving your neighbor as yourself is not an easy assignment. You will need to be patient, remain in community, and study the entire law as you take up your cross. For life is not found in an elevator or in a summation or by standing on one foot. It will only be found in using both feet to take a stand for all humanity. Amen.